Hold on. Let me cook. 10 seconds. Boom. Sorry, we're kind of jumping into this. I just woke up. Okay.
What follows light and shadow is silence.
All right.
That silence breaks. I am summoning you as a new age begins. I see sapient life turn to each other. They remember how to look to the stars.
Whoa.
Remember
What?
curiosity.
What's with the pyramid?
They remember how to thrive. But they have forgotten. They forgot we were here long before the Traveler. They forgot that they need us. But they are fated to remember. I will remind them. I'm sure you will. But not through me. Find someone else.
Wait, what?
My will is my own.
Whoa. Okay. Edge of Fate.
All right, everyone, hello and welcome here to Bungie HQ in beautiful Bellevue, Washington. We have got an amazing stream lined up for you to tell you a little bit about.
I live
the
in
Edge of Fate
Washington.
and
Crazy.
future of Destiny 2 as well. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, but no need to worry. As always, I am joined by some of my amazing colleagues here at
Cade
Bungie.
6,
to share some of the
really?
finer
Hello,
details and
Adam.
stuff that we're
Good
gonna
to
be
see
getting
you,
into today.
friend.
So, how about we go ahead and get into it so we can show you what we got. Starting first with this gentleman on my right and to your left is someone that you've probably seen if you've tuned into our streams before, or Vidocs, the one and only Mr. Robbie Stevens, Assistant Game Director here at Bungie. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Andy. It's always a pleasure to spend a day with you.
Yeah, it's been a nice time, honestly, hasn't it?
Yeah,
well,
always.
To that end as well, for anyone that doesn't get to hang out as much as we do, can you tell everyone at home a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, sure. So I'm one of the creative and game directors for the game. So that means like I'm a vision holder and I work across the entire Destiny team with people like Allison and Dylan on the couch here to chart a new course for Destiny and a new future for the game. And just incredibly excited to be sharing.
Yo,
with
what
you
up,
today
Blue?
what we've been up to.
Toba.
We've got a big show ahead, so thank
It's been
you.
a while since I've streamed,
And of course,
so I'm kind of,
as we
I'm a
move
little
forward,
rusty.
Right on down the line, someone who again has also had the good opportunity to join us on these streams as well, is now firing some finger guns like a pro. Destiny's narrative director, the one and only Allison Lors.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going so good.
Did I see what?
To yell about Destiny with you. So
Not
it's a
a bad
good day.
Yeah, honestly, I'll take that anytime.
Oh.
Same.
For anyone who also hasn't had a chance to yell on couches about Destiny with us or hasn't
Thank
joined
you,
us in
Adam.
the past,
Yeah.
do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Allison. I'm the narrative
Your
director
Bungie
for
name got
Destiny 2,
nuked?
and so
Uh-oh.
That means it's the job of me and my team to make you laugh and make you cry and make you go, whoa, I totally forgot about
Allison's
this thing from 8
the-
years ago.
the
How
lore
did they
girl.
remember? It's because we're good at our job.
The lore scribe.
As someone who gets to sit in on the writers' rooms, I can now doubly confirm that. So thank
we
you
love
for being
having you
here.
there.
So much
Yeah.
fun. No, seriously, thank you so much. And of course, as we move right on down the line, the gentleman there at the very end of the couch, someone who is a friend to all Guardian kind, who's known far and wide, a member of the Destiny.
No more
team,
orcs. It's
team,
cool.
here at Bungie, Mr. Dylan Gaffner. How's it going, Dylan?
It's going well. How are you, Andy?
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for
Got to make sure to ask every time.
I
Guardian
appreciate it.
0415, the best
well, to
Guardian.
anyone out there who may not have accosted you on the wild world of social media or is just somehow meeting you for the first time, do you mind telling us about what you do here at Bungie?
My name is Dylan Gaffner, formerly community team, where we would go out, collect your feedback, translate it to the dev team, and then bring their information back to you, kind of be that middleman. Now I'm on Global Comms, so I'm going to be in more of like a puzzle piece organization stage of what do we talk about, when do we talk about it, why do we talk about it, and then just making sure we get the information out to all players.
Yeah, Well, we all appreciate it. Thank you for always being the voice of the player inside our hallowed halls. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, well, now that we've kind of got the intros out of the way, let's talk about our new saga. Robbie, I'd love to start with you. What's up next in Destiny, and where are we exploring?
Yeah, so our first expansion this year, The Edge of Fate, is the start of a brand new multi-year saga called
Orcs
the
of
Fate Saga.
Massive.
And so we want to tell a story about something older, about the nature of fate itself. Are we bound by it? Can we fight it? Because before the Traveler ever arrived in our solar system, there was already space magic here, Andy.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, this is a story that we're going to explore one of Destiny's biggest mysteries and the foundations of the universe itself.
You're talking about the 9, aren't you?
Who
Yeah.
told you?
I think it's
Subtle,
How did
I
you
know.
guess?
I'll
Yeah.
tip you off.
We did such a good job with this
Really
secret.
buried that lead, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
That's, but I mean, to that end, so who, and maybe more appropriately, what are the 9?
Yeah, so buckle up. In the simplest description possible, the 9
Oh, like
are
Q from Practical
extraordinarily
Jokers, the
powerful
guy on the
beings that
chair?
have been in the solar system for
Or are you talking
way,
about
way longer than
the guy next to the guy on the
we
right
can
next
think
to the
of them
girl?
as being kind of connected to each of the major celestial bodies in Sol. So that's each of our 8 planets plus the sun. Sorry, Pluto.
It's messed up.
Gray
Didn't
shirt
make the
guy.
cut.
All right, fair.
I don't make the rules. Yeah, there you go. But the important thing to know about them is that this is why we're going to be so focused on the solar system for the
Yeah.
next saga.
I see
we
it.
want to ask questions about our home that we've never asked before.
Yeah. So when it comes to the 9, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Eagle-eyed
If he
Guardians,
had
some
more
people
of,
spot
if his
references
facial
to
hair
them
was
for
on his
quite some
cheeks
time, whether
more,
it be,
you know?
outright ominous or a straight-up game show in some cases. Can you tell us a little bit maybe about what we should expect from them?
Expect to be surprised. We're, like you said, the lore of the 9 really ranges from like Star Horse infinitely neighing to the 9 doing genuinely awful things in our lore. And so the important thing to know about them is that the 9 are individuals.
Second
This isn't a
cousin.
collective, it's not like a hive mind. Each of them are kind of their own being, their own
His na-
person in the
his
loose
name
stuff,
could be
the human
R.
person.
This is
They
new
have
DLC.
different
This is
wants
new
and
expansion.
desires. They can ally with different characters.
But
They
there's supposed to be
fight
2 expansions this year,
too.
so I don't
In the
know.
words of one of our characters really early on,
I'm curious
there
about
are
what this is going to be.
aliens, and then there's aliens, and then there are aliens, and that latter one is what the 9 are called.
Aliens.
Fair enough. All right, so beings.
Someone
have
get the
obviously immense
aliens
power,
image
something
up.
The Guardians have gone toe-to-toe with in the past. We've even faced off against the very embodiment of the darkness itself.
Yeah.
What could be tougher than that?
Yeah, so this is something
Give me
that we
this.
think about a lot about, because ultimately the 9 seek to free themselves
Yeah.
at no matter the cost to humanity, and because they're extra dimensional in the ways that Allison are describing, they're not.
Oh, this is
bound
the.
by the same rules.
I didn't-
That,
I didn't-
we are that we've.
They're
experienced
aliens, gotcha.
before
I
in the
didn't
game
do
today. And so
this on
humanity
stream.
and the
I did this
Guardians,
off stream.
Many of them are
There was a whole
ultimately,
like
just
chess
bugs
puzzle.
that can be squashed up.
There was a
They don't
secret
really care what
cutscene.
you
There
know
was some
beyond,
rewards tied to it.
achieve
I just
goals.
did it off stream because I was sick and I couldn't really do much.
For the last 10 years, Guardians have really just been making their own fate.
Yeah.
I mean, so the 9 is challenging that. How are we going to deal with it?
Yeah, whether we like it or not, the 9 have a
Well,
plan
it's
for
not-
us. And like you said, Guardians are really good at making their own fate and going out and deciding who they want to be. But what happens when them deciding to make our own fate is exactly what our fate is? Like, what if that was the plan all along? These are extra-dimensional beings. That means they perceive our reality in a very different way and can interact with it
Oh, there it
in a
is.
very different way.
It's like they're a move ahead in chess.
Weird.
What a reference. But you were mentioning, obviously the Fate Saga is one of the
Yeah.
subjects of today. How long can we expect the Fate Saga to last?
Yeah, so the Fate Saga is going to play out over
Aliens.
several years, and ultimately, we know where we're driving this car. We know where we're going with it. But the conclusion of the Edge of Fate itself is going to leave you with more
Whoa.
questions than answers, and it's going to be the catalyst into this new multi-year saga. Because we really want to
We're getting into 2 guys.
a game about big
It's 'cause
questions,
she's
right?
into the
And so
lore.
the way we think about
That's
this is about
why.
pouring jet fuel into the speculation engine of the game. So we're going to be revealing a lot of ideas, a lot of concepts, and many of them we're not going to be answering immediately because we're going to be telling the story over multiple expansions, and we're going to be giving you those expansions more times than we have before in the past. And so the Year of Prophecy.
He's
kicks
got
off with the Fate
notes on his
Saga,
leg.
and with it,
He's
humanity
cheating.
is now set on a collision course with this celestial.
This is
pantheon,
live.
of the system that has been here for a very
Launches
long time.
July
So,
15th.
The Edge of Fate launches on July 15th, and then the second expansion of our Year of Prophecy is Renegade, which comes this winter, and then later in
Renegades.
2026 we've got Shattered Cycle and The Alchemist. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting beats. And so again, the Edge of Fate is just the beginning of this long journey of this awesome vehicle we're all jumping into and driving together, and it's going to
4 expansions just announced.
That's exciting. So
Crazy.
With regards to the
2 per year
here in front of us, you were also nice enough to bring the class something today. You've got some gameplay with you, right?
Yeah, we got some clips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we should show those off.
It's a doozy.
Let's check it out.
Like the present. Let's check it out.
Aliens. Is that a train? What the heck?
Observe, connect, conceal. Guardian, I had a vision. Conform, comply, return. They just wanted to show us disasters. Observe, connect, conceal. I'm not human anymore. Return, conform, comply. No one else should know what this feels like.
Fallen.
Enough. Terminate
What
your
the heck?
suspicion, Commander. Remove your scornful blindfold. Observe, connect, conceal, conform, comply.
What is that super, man?
Return.
Pre-order now. Probably will be.
All right, that
Well,
gives
there's a
us
4th
an
person on the
awesome
couch.
box to go
It's
ahead and
Emote
continue to dive
Man.
into. And
I
here
was sure
to
to do
help
something
us
make
go
it easier
ahead
for
and explore a
returning
little
new
bit
players.
more, everyone
I
who's
think
probably
they would be
joined
getting
by
so many
somebody
more
here
players
on the
returning or
couch.
trying the game they
We
didn't just
are
throw 11
privileged
years
to be joined by
worth of
someone who's
content
the
at
originator of perhaps
you
my
with the
favorite all-time
deal with it
Destiny
meme.
emote, the one and only Dave Samuel,
Yeah.
art director here at Bungie. Dave, how's it going, man?
His
It's going
beard is so
great. Thanks for
luscious.
having me.
Absolutely. For anyone who maybe for some reason somehow doesn't have that emote in their collection or hasn't seen you in a past Vidoc, do you mind telling us a little bit about what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I'm art director on Edge of Fate. I work with the art team to visualize the narrative and design and kind of bring it all together.
It's a lot to bring together. Thank you very much for being
I
here.
get you, Adam.
So with the Edge of Fate, it's
But
obviously the first expansion in the
I feel
Fate
like at
saga.
this point,
Allison,
they're
I'll
just
start
gonna
with
keep
you,
making
actually. What can you tell us
expansions.
about the Edge of Fate?
The Edge of Fate
And they are gonna
begins
throw the
with an
deal with it meme at you, but
And we are invited, along with a very specific group of people, to a location to.
I don't know how they're gonna
play
be able to do
for a
that.
very specific.
I don't want to
reason.
stroke his beard with the back of my
Very
hand. Just
specific reason. and
once, not in a
purpose,
weird way. It
yes.
looks it's
And
so
the place that
luscious.
we're going to is called Kepler. And so you may be saying, now, Allison, hold on. Hold your horses
You read my
1
mind.
second.
Yeah.
Because the Kepler I know is the one that's way outside of our galaxy. What do you mean we're going to Kepler? And I say, like, dear friend, didn't you know if you look inside in Destiny's universe, the Oort cloud at the edge of the solar system, you'll find a little
Hold on,
planet
Allison.
that also happens
Hold-
to be
hold-
named Kepler.
hold
here
on.
In the world of Destiny.
Stop.
And
You're
that's
going
why
too
we're going,
fast.
to Kepler.
Super exciting. This is kind of a Robbie. We were talking kind of before the show. This is like the like a first taste of something new, right?
Yeah, so what you're seeing here is us just trying something new. We're expanding the universe of Destiny, creating new mysteries to uncover. This whole destination is about exploring a labyrinthian world that took inspirations from things like Dreaming City, exotic missions, dungeons, and it's wrapping it all through a Metroidvania-inspired experience. And so at the heart of all of this, at the heart of the Edge of Fate, is a player-driven
I'm
exploration
intrigued.
and discovery of an exotic world.
The
brand new.
area itself
Especially to even just
isn't
maybe
too
dig a little bit
interesting,
deeper, like, how is
but
the Edge of Fate going to be different from past expansions that we've made for Destiny?
Yeah, so at the
I guess I'll have to
global
wait to
scale,
play
when
it.
We're thinking about expansions in the Year of Prophecy and the formula of Destiny expansions going forward. First off, we're doing 2 expansions a year instead of just 1. And think of each of these expansions as a little bigger than something like a Rise of Iron from D1. And so both of these expansions combined are going to be even more expansion content than we've done in the past. And by delivering 2 of these a year, we're upping the pace of major world and story events that really matter to players and are going to be pushing the Fate saga forward. And so we're trying radical new things with each of these expansions. And so alongside this new destination of Kepler, this exotic world that players will explore with brand new abilities, we also have world tiers.
I
World
hate
tiers
those
allow
new
you to
Vex,
take
those
on a
swarms.
higher level of challenge on the destination.
They remind me of the little little black
within
droids
release. But
from
what's
Star
cool about
Wars.
World tiers is as you play through the mainline
They
story,
irritate
through
me.
the first couple of world tiers, you're going to unlock later world tiers. And as you're claiming these abilities, as you're exploring the world more, as you're discovering more within the release, you're putting these puzzle pieces together and you're figuring out how to solve all the mysteries on Kepler with different ways. And so you might play a puzzle in one way, a mission in one way, and when you're in these higher world tiers in the post game, you can start to solve these problems in different ways that you couldn't before in the original playthrough. And so alongside all of this, we're also going to have a ton of quest
They
content that
play
we're
like they have never
rethinking
played a
about
game
how we
before with
like,
super slow aiming,
use
never
within the
sprinting.
game. And so
I think it's because they're
Kepler
not
brings
trying to be.
non-linearity within the destination.
They're
itself.
just showcasing
So,
it.
with a lot of
They're
our
not
side
trying
quest
to
content that
be
is,
professional
related to the critical
in their
path, but
gameplay.
you don't have to play it. It's
I think
there
that's the point of
for
it.
you to explore. It's driven by your discovery of the world. You're out in the field. You discover something. And
Like,
you
I
look
think
it
I
up,
would do
and
that
it's
if
gonna
I
help
was
you
showing
explore
off
the
something. I
characters
don't know.
in the world of Kepler more and go deeper on that story. And so, yeah, again, this is all about us just looking at the formula.
I think I have to
that we've been
play
building
this
in
to
Destiny over the
feel
last
like
20
if I
years.
like it or
And
not,
some
but
of them are really strong, but
it's
they're due
cool
for some
looking.
experimentation and some radical changes. And so that's what you're seeing here with the first taste of the Edge of Fate.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I love everything you just said. I was a little distracted by some of the gameplay we were showing, like exotic sniper rifle. I think I saw, kind of recognize that.
Oh yeah.
Some
Are they?
enemies
They're
with
bringing
a
back
couple
No
really
Land
cool
Beyond.
twists, like, okay.
Yeah.
But then also there was a guardian that turned into like a lightning ball. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's multiple new abilities that your players are going to be able to discover on Kepler that's going to make them navigate and look at the world in different ways. But the one you're talking about, Dylan, we see it as our premier ability, the crown jewel of the release, and that's called Matterspark. And Dave has joined us, and he's helps us take the vision of the narrative and the design and the art and smush it together in amazing experiences. And so I think Dave should talk to us more about Matterspark.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So there's this new source of energy on Kepler, this strange dark matter.
Dave's so cool,
the,
man.
The Guardian binds itself to the dark matter using the arc powers within. You can think of the dark
What the-
matter as like
he's just a
medium,
little
and
ball.
the arc as this catalyst.
What
that
the
will,
frick,
allow you to
man?
completely change form.
Look at him go.
Transforming into
He's
matter
just a little
lets you
ball.
squeeze into tight areas, race around
That's
areas,
so
jump over
silly.
stuff, and it also allows you to
Little
turn into
ball.
this basically electric rolling ball of death, jolting and shocking enemies that come across your path.
Be a good hugger,
Obviously,
yeah.
One big part movement, one big part combat, but I
Look
mean,
at it
just in addition
go.
to that, to look a little bit, wider. Like how
Look,
did
cool
Matterspark kind of
ball.
influence the world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, the team really had to.
Is it a
rethink what
super or
means
is it
to
like?
build a
It's got to be,
destination
yeah.
with these abilities in mind.
Wait,
Um,
can any class
a
use
simple
that?
hill becomes a ramp to get to a new space. A crack in the wall, it basically will reveal a whole new area to explore. It's also a new way to engage with enemies. Instead of taking a bunch of enemies head on, you can find a Matterspark pad, transform, turn into this electric ball of death, and then just start racing around the arena.
Okay, so it's
dash
not
over their
a
heads,
super.
and flank from behind, and then really give the
Oh, that's
House of
crazy.
Exile on Kepler a bad day.
As well, we should. It's a good day for us as well. So, what are some of the other Kepler abilities that we'll
What
be able
the
to unlock
heck,
while we're out there
man?
as well?
Yeah, so each of these Kepler abilities are a mix of dark matter and our Guardian's powers. So we have the Relocator Cannon, which is this new fallen dark matter.
Yeah,
tech
Metroid Prime and
mixed
D2,
with
yeah.
this is going to allow you to bypass laser walls, use these cascading relay networks, and just basically teleport around the world. Another ability that we have is
Ability?
Mattermorph. This is dark matter mixed with strand, allows you to manipulate the environment. You'll be able to basically push and morph and move geometry to create bridges, open up doorways, and then also reveal secrets and new opportunities.
Yeah, so what's really important about what Dave is describing, and when we were thinking about building this world, it was all about hey, here's this new tool to navigate and see the world in a different way and solve little puzzles and mysteries throughout the missions, the free roam, and the quest content, and beyond. But also what was really important to us is that we lean into Destiny's first-class ability gameplay. And so with Matterspark, like Dave is mentioning, you're jumping, you're dashing into enemies to destroy them, you're doing giant explosions with them. With the Relocator Cannon, You're just blowing everything up with void explosions and graviton lance style like little seeker projectiles. And then what's really fun about Mattermorph is you can just be like throwing these strange shurikens basically to just like delete an encounter before you then like start to morph the environment around you and move to the next area. And so it's just really exciting I'm incredibly excited about watching players just like solve puzzles and fight encounters in ways that like we don't even expect yet, and see how they take on the destination. And just like I really want to emphasize, you're going to be upgrading these, and when you get into especially the post-game experience, it's going to there's something unlocks with Matterspark that really changes the way that you can play through the entire destination.
Yeah. So when we're talking about dark matter, matter. Darkness abilities like Strand and Stasis already. Like, how is dark matter different?
Yeah, so dark matter and darkness are two completely separate things. They're
Oh,
completely
wow.
different things.
Yeah, I think
dark matter does exist in our world.
he's not a
in the
lore
world of
guy. He
Destiny,
wouldn't
we know
know.
it as being tightly connected to the Nine. It's what the Nine are actually made out of. In our world, dark matter is invisible. You can't really see it, and it wouldn't be very fun to make a.
Thank God I know the
destination
lore
where
of this
there's an
game.
invisible thing
Otherwise,
you can't
I'd be
actually
so
see.
lost.
So lucky for us on Kepler, there's a bioluminescent microbe that allows us to see all of this substance that's impacted this world so much. It allows us to see how it's impacted the plant life, how it's impacted the behavior of the peoples that we're going to encounter, and we can see how it has been able to bring these things that are kind of unstuck in time into this current location.
I do have to put on my drifter hat for just a second and, like, what does it smell like? What does it taste like?
Yeah. Dark matter
Ew.
smells and tastes like bleach and math.
Nice.
Cannot wait to get that chip.
Bleach and math.
Sandwich today after.
It's zesty.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Num num.
Actually, so on the topic too of stuff in the trailer as well.
Delectable.
We heard someone talking there. Can you tell us who that was?
Sure, that was Lodi.
Tastes like
Lodi
bleach
is a new
numbers.
character that we're introducing in Apollo. Not in Apollo, we're introducing him in The Edge of Fate.
Yeah.
I want to give a special shout out to Brian Villalobos, who portrays Lodi and does a spectacular
He got
job.
glasses.
This character is fascinating. He's kind of a fish out of water, but the fun thing about tropes is to kind of put a twist on them, right? So what if that fish that we
Jinkies.
pulled out of the water was the most qualified fish to be pulled out into the air?
Down for anything.
It's down for anything. And
yeah.
what if that fish was kind of made to be pulled out of the water? I don't want to give away too much because this character is way more fun for the players to figure out what his deal is. But I will say that Lodi is very, very far from home.
Very fair, very exciting. So,
I do have to call out too, before we started this, you and Robbie were talking about how Lodi is like a notice me character.
Oh yeah. Robbie wanted a senpai.
I
yeah.
did.
Oh,
I wanted someone
oh.
that I just wanted to spend a bunch of
Yeah.
time with.
A senpai.
Yeah, a friend that
Very
we can look
good.
up to.
Yeah.
right, yeah. Notice me.
Notice
Notice
me,
me.
Lodi.
Yeah, of course.
He
It
will,
writes
he will.
itself, or rather, Allison does. So, with regards to the characters as well, so is it a whole new cast of characters in The Edge of Fate?
No, we're going to see some new faces like Lodi and other characters, but we're also going to see some familiar ones too. Ikora is here. The stakes are high enough that she's here investigating what's going on. And as it turns out, in one of our major mysteries, she's kind of at the center of it. She was invited here, as was Lodi, same as we were. All of it's kind of tied together.
Very exciting. So,
Yeah, the way if I can
No,
go
no,
ahead.
please.
Yeah, please,
Like
yeah.
the way we think about this is about all these characters, their fates are intertwined in some
Yes.
way. There's these puppet masters that have been pulling the strings for a very very long time in order for everyone to get here at this moment. And so as a guardian and these characters involved, they're going to have to decide if they're fight your fate. Like that's what we think about for these individuals. That's what they're going to have to go through and determine about how they can stand up to this new conflict that is surrounded by the Nine, because they are fated to be here. And what does that mean for them, and what does that mean for their future and the future of Soul itself?
So with regard to these new characters and this world we find ourselves in, was there anything about that setting, or in particular, that really influenced the creation, rather, of this world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, I'll give you a list of fun facts. First off, if you've been paying attention to Destiny over the last week or so, you already know that there's been people on Kepler for a long time. That's an old-ass computer that you were putting those numbers into. We also know that the Vex are here. They're studying the Nine because it turns out the Nine can do something that the Vex can't. as Dave mentioned, the House of Exile are also here. They've become fixated on a being that they call the Giver. And kind of most importantly, the dimensionality on Kepler is really thin. So the 3 dimensions that we can know and see and touch are very close to the realm that the 9 live in. And that means some things from Earth's past have been yanked into Kepler's present.
Exciting.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, so we've been talking about invitations throughout this.
Passion for something they love.
We need to call out an invitation that's actually in the game.
Yeah.
After this is over. Right of the
And I think Allison's been, I don't know how long she's been writing the
I believe
lore,
we have
but
a trailer to show.
Yeah, you were nice enough to bring a trailer along. I'll go ahead and give it a look really
Yeah,
quickly.
let's do it.
Yeah.
yeah, she has a lot of passion for the game. This is cool. Oh wait, we have a trailer for Ride of the 9. I was gonna, okay. I was gonna play this after we're done watching this stuff. Ride of the 9 begins today. What?
All right, so that's Ride of the 9.
Oh,
which
the
is
Lore
our
Master's
central,
gone.
Prologue story for the Edge of Fate, and these 3 dungeons that are featured in this event are free for all players starting today. And so what's really important about this is that these dungeons are both for veteran dungeon crawlers, hardcore raiders, people have been in these places a lot, but also new Guardians who have never stepped into a dungeon before, right? What was really important for us when we were developing Ride of the 9 was that we are changing the formula on how we can think about how we can welcome even more people into these experiences. And so you're going to be able to go in solo, buffed up, and explore a dungeon by yourself, or go in match made with other fire team members shoulder to shoulder for the very first time. But don't worry, because we also have that higher level challenge for our veteran, our hardcore dungeon crawlers, where you're going to be able to earn the best possible loot, exclusive rewards, and also an exclusive title as part of Rights of the 9. What's also really important about this event for being a prologue for the Edge of Fate is that it really reintroduces the emissary into the game, and you're going to learn why her job is pretty crappy and why she quits at the top of the Edge of Fate, like we saw at the beginning of this show. And so, Andy, we've been talking a bunch about how our Destiny expansions are changing the formula for Destiny going forward. So now I think it's time for us to start talking about how the core hobby of Destiny is changing going forward. The day-to-day of playing Destiny, week over week experience.
Okay.
With, someone else on the couch here to help us talk
You
about
went to the
that.
toilet and the lore lady is gone. She left.
On the couch. We are now joined by the one and only Mr. Ben Womack, creative director here on Destiny. Ben, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, seriously.
There is a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good conversation we have coming up.
Yes.
But before we get into that, can you tell us just a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah. So I'm the Destiny 2 creative director for the core game, or the core hobby, as we call it.
Yeah.
And it has to do with all parts of the game, everything from Edge of Fate, through our seasons, through the fundamental systems. And in particular, like Robbie's saying, I've been focusing on thinking about the kind of building blocks of Destiny 2 and getting those like not only stood up but also transformed and iterated on in some really exciting new places.
Nice. Well, let's go ahead and just start at the top. Can you tell us a little bit about what like the core formula of Destiny is changing and why?
Yes. So I think we need to start with the why first, because it's important to think about what is Destiny, what is great about Destiny. And Destiny is best when you have like awesome chases that you're excited about. You have really cool, powerful builds to make, and there's a mountain to climb that's right in front of you that you want to climb. You're like, I want that mountain. It looks pretty cool. And the thing that is not always true right now in Destiny is like it doesn't feel as streamlined as it could. Players don't have as much agency. We want to be player driven. We want to be more rewarding than we are. Because right now there are barriers to playing Destiny like in the best way. And those barriers are insurmountable sometimes. So think about that whole picture of, okay, what is the Destiny that we really want, that has been in the past, that we also want to get back to, and where we want to go for the future? That's where all the changes you're going to see have started, like at their inception point. So it's a big piece of the pie.
Massive updates coming across so many systems of the game, and we're just getting in, digging into the surface.
Yeah. I mean, to that same end, then, how are we making it easier? Pardon me, to go ahead and just get straight into the fun.
Oh no, let's do it, because that's exactly what we want to do. And the first thing you're going to see when you log into Destiny with Edge of Fate, you're going to log in your character and see your ship in orbit. It's going to say, it's not going to say Open Director. It's going to say Open Portal. And the portal is our new front page of the game. We're trying to get you to the fun as fast as possible and as few clicks as we can. Like we even have Edge of Fate there in the corner, so that it's like right immediately there. No fumbling around with the map to get to it, really. And we're also taking other big parts of the game, the ritual game and for seasons, and putting them into these ops categories. So the idea is that we're having these different ops for different moods. We're having solo ops. We have a bunch of fire team ops. We have pinnacle ops, and of course we have crucible ops. Still super important for the game.
Yeah. I mean, to start up at the top, can you tell us a little bit more about what solo ops is?
Oh, yeah. So solo ops is exactly what it says on the tin. It is a bunch of activities that are made for solo players. And the conception point of that was we want to make activities for players who, like, have a smaller amount of time.
Where's Gambit Ops?
They want to play in, and they don't necessarily want to have like dependencies on other players, but they still want to get in there and play for 10 to 15 minutes.
Where's Gambit Ops?
Yeah, get some loot. Yeah. Get some loot. And
Bungie does not care about Gambit, dude. It's so it's so dumb. They hate Gambit. I love Gambit.
Activity type that is designed for one player.
Excellent. So, I mean, to that same end, what are some other ways that we can play and have fun using Portal as well?
Yeah, so Robbie actually has a great way of talking about this.
Yeah, some of the North Star that we talk about when we were developing the Portal early on was like, where are we headed with this thing? And ultimately, it's play your way. It's giving players more agency, more personal drive to figure out how they want to engage with the power climb and the new progression systems coming and our seasons. And so the entirety new progression and power climb is now all available to you in the portal at your fingertips in one place. It's really easy to find, really easy to jump in. Anything you play inside.
What about Bungie?
Any of those
Me no hablo inglés.
Progress. And so, because we want Destiny to be,
I don't know. Gambit. What is this Gambit?
To the game to join us with the Edge of Fate. And we also want this to be like a new even playing field for everyone. And so, as part of this is a commitment from us as part of the core hobby.
I don't know how I feel about the armor.
Seasonal content we're building, that we're going to be continually investing in this, right? We're going to be continually updating this over time for years to come. And so, you're asking me directly, like, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
Ben mentioned solo ops. We also have the fire team ops and pinnacle ops. Both these are more around playing with other fire team members, shoulder to shoulder, where fire team ops are more quicker sessions. There are some longer form things in it too, but then pinnacle ops are
what about Gambit
really
ops?
long form are more challenging.
I'm sure you can make it black and white. No, I don't like the look of the armor, Adam. It's not the colors.
And then
I don't know how I feel about the look.
Very deeply, but
I've already got like perfect armor set, so
ever or maybe since
it's fine. But
it's kind of return to form.
Yeah. You're going to be able to experience the entirety of
the
power climb within Crucible Ops by playing PvP, right? So this means like.
Where's Gambit Ops?
Yeah. Which, like, I know you, Dylan, too. I know you're that
Bungie.
Right? Like, both of y'all. Like, if you want to put the sweatbands on, you're going to be able to play the entire,
Give me Gambit Ops.
Experience in the season here and earn some of the highest tier loot that's also available.
Where was Gambit Ops?
I have to say, this is, like, super exciting because, like, my player type or other folks out in the community, like, they want to go in, they want to jam on PvP, but then their friends invite them to do a dungeon or a higher tier activity, and they're like, oh, wait, I need to grind a long time to get up to power. Now, through PvP, they can get up to power, and you can just bring them into that PvE experience and have a fun time with each other.
Yeah. So. That's honestly how I primarily played D1, so I'm really looking forward to that. So it sounds like the core, obviously, of what you guys are talking about, play the way you want to play. It's at the center of all of it. What if I really want to challenge myself, push myself?
Oh, yeah. That's important to us.
What if I want to play Gambit?
Well, death, but also success.
Yes, that's true. That's true, yeah.
Yeah, and so we really want to give agency. That's one of the things, player-driven towards loot and challenge, and so we have a really hugely expanded activity customization system. We have a lot more difficulty levels, and we have a ton of new modifiers. We have 50 new modifiers along with old modifiers that we've released in the past.
Wait, are they resetting power?
A curated web of options for you to experience any of the PvE content in the curator. And so,
or is that just like an example?
Old Banes that we have, but new Banes as well. We also have boons to help you like get advantages in your activities and for your build. We have challenges and trade-offs. And the fun part is you're going to get these different combinations that are available, and you're going to then make a mix that's actually going to change the way you play and be pretty interesting, and sometimes the way you prefer you play. Like there's a new boon called Grappler that I personally love. It's kind of my preferred way to play, where they give you 3 grapple grenades, replacing your current grenade. You can't do the melee, but they recharge super fast. So any build you want, you could now Spider-Man around any map. It's actually super fun.
It's so fun. Yeah, and I mean, like,
wait, you can Spider-Man around any map?
We kind of call the virtuous cycle, right? Where you're crafting your build,
fix grapple to be good?
Activity, looking at like how you can earn a higher tier.
If they reset Power Server was saying they might, that might just entice you back.
You're looking towards that next mountain.
I don't think they're going to.
Ahead of you all the
but
time. And so this is
if they did, that'd be fine.
You want to push yourself within the portal itself, but also we also are thinking about the people, and that's the depth, right?
But I don't know. I don't think they're going to, just because of how much
we're also thinking about the people
who
will
work
don't
for
have
it.
Much time to play with like solo ops, and also if you're scared of modifiers or you're scared of customizing these activities,
or you just don't feel like
doing it. Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. Thank you. We have a bunch of quick play options, right, Ben?
Yeah, quick play options, and we actually have matchmaking and Fireteam Ops.
Oh,
and we have Fireteam Finder, and so you're able to like really choose kind of what you're in the mood for.
Oh yeah, we technically have matchmaking across every activity that exists,
except for solo ops, because that's solo.
Right.
But yes,
but
otherwise,
in the fire teams or pinnacle ops, it's everything.
Yeah, you'll have options to play by yourself or with other people. Oh, actually, a really fun part is you can play a strike by yourself as hard as you want it to now, which is really fun. Yeah.
Well, you're talking about like all the different boons and combinations. I think at one point you were saying around 50 or something like that. Those
50 new ones.
50 new ones. Yeah. So it's like you can take those into solo ops. Like we're talking about this being kind of leisurely, bite-sized activity, but if you want to take it and say, I don't want
planes in 2017 knowing everything max out your light level, and then they go, okay, everybody about to start, we're bored.
You can kind of customize and do that.
You can just do it.
That's why I don't think they would do it. It's just because like some people would be mad. I wouldn't be mad.
The point is that you're going to like stretch that far, and we want the reward to.
I've been playing since the beginning, but
yeah, you want to feel like as you're pushing yourself, you are rewarded for it. That is something that's really important to the vision here for the portal.
Yeah, rewards, huh?
Rewards. There are a lot of rewards, aren't there?
It's funny you mentioned it. Yeah, we've got Banes, boons, modifiers, but let's talk about gear for a little bit here.
Yeah.
What's changing about loot, and why should Guardians care?
Yeah, so like talking about chases and mountains and builds, like gear's at the center of all of that. And we actually have 2 giant gear changes. I'm gonna like put in 2 little buckets for us to talk about. The first one is Armor 3.0. And the next one is gear tiers. And so like talking about Armor 3.0 first, we are probably making the biggest change ever since Shadowkeep.
It's huge.
It's enormous.
It's a huge change.
Yeah, so like we're adding set bonuses, which is a long-requested feature for all the new armor that you're going to be able to get at Edge of Fate launch. And we're redoing all the stats on armor. They can now like exceed 100.
Go beyond 100.
Go beyond 100 for extra bonuses.
Yep.
We're going to, every single piece of new legendary armor that drops is going to have all the energy filled in, so you can build crafting right away. And it's going to essentially like.
Do I have to get new armor?
I don't think I'm allowed to yet.
Fair. Well,
I don't wanna.
Gear tiers as well.
I have artifice armor on, man.
Yeah, so gear tiers are very exciting because every single legendary weapon and armor that you can get is going to have 5 gear tiers, starting from 1 going up to 5.
Oh, they're gonna make me get new armor.
Of legs armor on the screen right now. And you can see that looks really cool with iconography, but it also has a ton more stats. And look, what's that?
Yeah, what's going on with the energy there?
Yeah, the energy. Yeah, that energy says 11, and it's true.
11. Yep.
It's not a typo. Like energy is going to 11 for higher tier armor. And so if you want that for your build crafting opportunities, it does like give you some new options you never had before. You're gonna have to.
They better not.
To get
they're gonna make me. No, they 100% gonna make me switch out my armor
to get those options.
And this is also
and I don't wanna.
Armor, right?
That's the thing. I don't wanna.
Getting their own refresh as well.
Yes,
What's Destiny without chasing some?
I mean, unless they're gonna apply it automatically to my armor.
People like have a gun that they love.
You got fashion, and then you have gunplay.
That's true. Though we do have fashion for your guns a bit. Well, so because once you reach tier 5 for your legendary drops, you're going to be getting tier 5 weapons, and those have unique shader treatment. It's like essentially a completely different look that's going to immediately identify it to you and others that this is the highest tier gear of this drop.
So we're getting tiers of rewards.
On the weapon, it's going to show on the icon. It's even going to show
interesting
when you kill enemies with that weapon, because there's unique kill effects for tier 5 weapons that you can turn on or off if you don't want it. But your gameplay will like show that the weapon that is being used is like the highest tier you can get.
Yeah, Giver's Blessing, which I think we have on screen right now. This is one of the Kepler auto rifles, and I cannot put this thing down.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, when we're playing through the Edge of Fate right now, And it's what's really exciting about it for me is that like when you see that tier 5 drop, like you know immediately that's better than like a tier 3 or tier 4 weapon that you have, right? And I think that's when we talk about making Destiny easier to just jump in, find the fun, make it accessible, but also create more depth. You know, this is what we're thinking about. It's like how can we just make immediate, like you understand, like okay, this is probably better than the thing I have right now, depending on what gear tier it is.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good example of how much time and effort is being put into these game systems to make them more like approachable. Change can be scary. There's a lot of change that's about to come to the game. We're Armor 3.0, we have so many new boons, we have a bunch of new stuff. And after 10 years of Destiny, this is going to flip some stuff on its head. So, I mean, we're going to have a bunch of blog content.
Yeah.
We're going to have interviews with Robbie, with Ben, with more across the team that have been working.
No kidding, man. This is going to flip everything on its head.
Community, when they're creating guides, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a fun time. But ultimately, a big shout out and thank you to all the folks that have been coming into our studio, giving feedback early on some of these systems so they can be more approachable. And we're looking forward to all the feedback that's going to be coming after launch too. Like this is again one of our first steps into something, and then the community and we are going to build something amazing.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough how much feedback we've gotten from the community summits we've been running over the last year for the Edge of Fate, and just people reaching out to the community teams and others to us. Like your feedback is invaluable. So like seriously, like thank you so much. We're making this game together ultimately.
Yeah, it's incredibly important part of the process. Like I don't think we would be able to make what we do without it.
Yeah.
Working with the community is obviously a core part. Dylan, huge thanks to you and your team, obviously, for helping to lead that charge. And in advance for the big blogs you get to write. And then also our social media team will go ahead and get out the door. So go ahead and give us a follow.
I think, Ben, you were saying you wanted to try to break the record for longest TWID?
I'm more predicting we are.
Yeah. So,
TWID.
I don't know about try. It's the state of things.
It's going to be a multi-month journey as we head towards launch. So.
Yeah, be a good time. But, you know, we've been talking a lot about the core Destiny hobby. How does that extend into, like, how players are going to experience, like, a full year of Destiny?
Yeah, so we've been focusing on improving and changing the formula of Destiny in multiple ways. And so progressing through the Fate Saga is going to be more meaningful with 2 expansions a year. We've been talking about how focusing our seasons on the core hobby of Destiny and that commitment to continually updating it. And in addition, we're going to have 2 free major updates between each of our major expansions coming in the year of Prophecy and beyond. And so ultimately that means there's 4 beats happening in a year, 2 expansions, 2 free major updates between those expansions. So what that means we're not doing is
Year of Prophecy
anymore. We're not doing separate seasonal storylines.
Available December 2nd, 2025. Date spotted
that basically just
for
goes
other
away
expansion.
and is less meaningful to the game after 3 months. So we're instead focusing all of that effort that used to go there instead into building up the core hobby of the game, so the core hobby stays fresh and exciting, year round. And so ultimately, this means no more paywalls for seasonal content, and also these major updates.
No more
that I'm
paywalls.
Signposting around right now. The size of them, roughly. And
How much is this expansion then?
So when you say like Into the Light, for folks that aren't out there, like what for a major update? How big is that? Like how do you encapsulate that?
So when I say Into the Light, a lot of this is like the inspiration of what it was. And with Into the Light came a really cool theme that wrapped around all the new stuff we were building within it, but also a lot of the Reprise stuff as well.
Oof, indeed.
And also, with it came Onslaught, a new type of activity. It came with reprised exotic missions and a rethinking of how we could do like a rad style event, a raid event with the Pantheon. And so for our first major update coming a few weeks after the Edge of Fate launches, we've got Ash and Iron. Right? And so with Ash and Iron, we're going to be returning to the Plaguelands.
Returning to the Plaguelands, can't wait.
It's going to happen, baby. And so that story is going to pick up from where we left off from the Edge of Fate, and with it, we're going to have a new activity called Reclaim, a brand new exotic mission.
Say no more paywalls, but then increased price included be fine. Oh, it'd be
first time, as well as, of course,
done. Okay, yeah.
To chase, we got new gear, new rewards.
Are they bringing back Wrath of the Machine?
Exotic weapons as part of Ash and Iron as well. And again, this major update and all the seasonal content going forward is free for all players. All the activity content that exists in the portal, that's free to play.
Very nice. So even to actually go one quick layer deeper on seasons as well, what are some of the cool things that we're going to be able to do with the season that's launching alongside the Edge of Fate?
Yeah, Ben has been working.
I'll check the price after this.
So I'm going to kick this one to him.
Yeah.
So it says you can pre-order it now.
To make any time the best time to hop into Destiny. And one of the ways we want to do that is we want to invest in events that are like accelerating the game and enhancing every part of the game, but also bringing new cool stuff. And actually, we've been working on this so long, we actually have some new cool stuff coming before the Edge of Fate.
It's a special little treat.
Yeah, special little treat. So this Friday, you can play a little event, maybe you've heard of it, called Heavy Metal, which is Tanks vs. Heroes, a new PvP.
I want to play this.
Super fun. I would kind of wish I was playing it right now. I'm not gonna lie.
This mode looks sick.
And but the thing that people at home don't know is
It's
new reward.
you're just fighting. It's tank mode.
Invest in this event if you go and play, and it is a free-to-play event. So this reward is free-to-play. It is a new combat.
I'm playing
vehicle that
this.
goes in your Sparrow sled, combat Sparrow, if you will, called the Griffin, and this is a really cool like combat-ready vehicle you can take anywhere you can summon a Sparrow. You can summon it and use it to fight your enemies and just have a really good time. And there's some really cool. There's some really cool build crafting things with this vehicle that I don't want to spoil right now, let people discover, but I'm super excited for it.
They all thought they were going to ride those skimmers forever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been saying, like, what was it? Skimmer is Flash, and the Griffin is Splash.
Hey, there we go. And the dad joke quota has been met.
We got to get one in.
Absolutely, yeah. But right, man, like you've got more events, don't you?
Oh yeah. So like I just said, there's more events that we've been making. There's one that's going to happen right after the launch of Edge of Fate. It's called Arms Week, and it's a 1 week long event, and you're going to be focusing on one weapon archetype in Arms Week whenever it comes around. And this one is going to give you a new legendary weapon of that type. It's going to have some volatile mods that are there for the week that are going to be super interesting and fun to play with, and some focusing you can do. But there is a problem when you say this event is going to be about weapons and about using them.
Yeah, you got to have a place to test all that out.
Right. And so I mean, I've been doing that in EDZ this whole time, and I'm sure the rest of you.
Those poor dregs.
Right?
Yeah.
But there is a new way now. We have a new feature, a long requested feature that is being added to the game with Arms Week. It is the shooting range. And the shooting range is being added to the tower.
Oh.
It's a permanent addition to the game with the launch of Arms Week. We're not taking it away. And you can go there and you can try out everything in your kit, everything about your
That's
build,
cool.
with all sorts of simulations of different kinds of enemies.
So this is kind of like in the
real
crafting
numbers. It's like
area.
It's even got a scoreboard
for you
right there.
and your fire team.
Yeah, your whole raid team can go down into the shooting range and
That's
try out,
cool.
see exactly how well you're going to do for some kind of boss at this range or with a
say,
strategy.
who can do most of the damage, right?
Yeah, well, you're finally going to know.
So we have a rally flag. It's not just a shooting range. Like, you can go beyond the firing line and use your.
You can do
guns.
actual damage
you
testing
really can.
here.
And, like if you wanted to, you could even take in Prismatic and pop Transcendence and try that out. And well, I think the reason why we're not seeing that right now is because it's a Titan.
Yeah, it's a good soldier.
Yeah.
Standing on that firing line.
Yeah, standing on the firing line.
About building that line and standing.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of theory crafters are going to have to go ahead and have some upheavals to their Google Docs, I'm guessing.
This will be a really good tool. Like, as we're adding all of these different systems with gear changes and all that, you can go in and check those damage numbers in real time. Like, how do my stats change? How are these different gear bonuses going to affect my gameplay? You can see it in the tower now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And while we're talking about weapons.
Oh yeah,
well,
one
more thing, right?
Yeah, I know. There's one more thing. I know you're excited. So there's more events. Of course, there's more events, and the holiday events are coming up. Where Solstice is right around the corner.
It's summertime, right?
It's summertime.
SRL coming back.
And Solstice has some really cool twists and such that we're planning, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. I want to show you all the new hollow foil treatment we have for Solstice weapons. So here we go. This is the hollow foil treatment for Solstice in 2025. It is.
Oh, I don't care. Give me Sparrow Racing League back, dude.
And the line,
How dare you?
The ocean on a gun. How did we do that? It's beautiful. I love it. And any kind of weapon that drops for this event can have a hollow foil.
Yeah, so it can be tier 1.
Can we have SRL back?
Yeah, the tier 5 hollow.
I feel like that's the most requested thing here.
That's gonna be a chase. Our other events will also have hollow foils.
Yeah, like Arms Week. You're talking
Arms Week will have its own hollow foil treatment. Like every event, a major event we have, will have a hollow foil treatment. The holidays will have their own kind of special one, but yeah, Arms Week will have their hollow foil drops that you can farm as well.
Super exciting. No, it's going to be a good time. I'm going to have way too much stuff to chase down, so appreciate you guys putting all the hard work in, obviously, for that. But I believe we've got one more thing.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking a lot about here are the free updates coming to Destiny, the portal, a bunch of different stuff, Edge of Fate, but we also have another expansion, and we need Allison back on the couch to talk about it.
Yeah, Allison.
She's the best one to talk
about.
Yeah,
we've got something
Oh,
very
she's still.
exciting, and so once again,
Lord Lady,
Allison,
let's go.
To join us today. We appreciate it.
Of course. I'm so excited to be the one more thing.
Yeah, it's a tradition around here, so we're glad that you could obviously go ahead and lead us into this one. But, as Dylan mentioned, we've talked about the Edge of Fate, but this is the first year we're going to be doing 2 expansions over the course of a year. can you tell us a little bit about Renegades?
Yeah, so we're going to have a dedicated reveal for Renegades in September alongside our major update, Ashen Iron.
Okay.
Earlier, we were talking about how sometimes our formulas can constrain us from experimenting and innovating. And so in that spirit, Renegades is going to be very different from the Edge of Fate. What I can tell you, and we'll talk plenty about it later, is that we're going to be experimenting and innovating with activities, with social mechanics, and more. But more importantly, I want to talk about our inspiration. And so I have to kind of tee it up first. So Renegades is going to be a Destiny, like definitively Destiny expansion. This is part of the Fate saga, and it's going to push it forward in important ways and introduce characters that we're going to spend time with for years to come. It is an essential Fate saga story. And it's an homage to a universe that has inspired Bungie from the start. It's a universe that all of us here on the couch grew up with, as well as everyone else at the studio and millions of you back at home too. It is a peanut butter and combination, a peanut butter and like chocolate combination inside of what we're making that could only be possible in the kind of world that we build here. And so I am absolutely thrilled to be able to give our first sneak peek at Destiny 2 Renegades.
Let's take a look.
No actual gameplay. What in the Star Wars? What is happening? What in the what? What?
Okay, Robbie, what did we just see?
Yeah, so that's Renegades, which is coming out this December. And to really drive it home here, Renegades is a one-of-a-kind Destiny experience, right? And just like we on the Destiny team have taken inspiration from other genres like dark fantasy or cosmic horror, Renegades takes the space western vibe, aesthetic that is Star Wars, and it puts it through that Destiny. And ultimately, it's created a new lawless frontier that is.
I'm more excited for that than Edge of Fate.
We're so excited to show Renegades off a little bit today and to be talking about it more in the future alongside the major free major
I'm dying.
Ashen Iron.
What?
But right now, today, we're focused on Rite of the Nine and what's right around the corner with.
Give me that!
No, I heard
What are you doing?
Just now on September, but no.
What?
Super excited to share more of that in the future. But that actually leads us to the conclusion of today's show, which again we covered a lot.
You're doing a Star Wars expansion?
Yeah. Honestly, no. We went through a lot of it. Let's go ahead and quickly double check.
Dude,
we obviously went
well, I'll
through,
tell you, she has a bad feeling about this.
July 15th. And this kicks off a brand new multi-year Fate saga and our new focus on the core hobby of Destiny. The first expansion, The Edge of Fate, is going to be launching again on July 15th, as I noted, with its raid launching on July 19th.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
So you're going through a lot of information. We already covered that.
Oh, yeah.
But like, you can't just sneak in a raid date. We have a new raid coming with the expansion, July 19th. We're going to have a bunch of blogs. We're going to have the rules, regulations, all that kind of stuff for our raid.
Okay, so they're doing a raid.
Invite everybody to come in, try to go for
Isn't that my birthday too? Wait, what?
I mean, just stay tuned for more details. We're not going to.
The September 9th? No, it's 2 days before.
Yeah.
September 7th. I have that week requested off.
And again, follow our social media
for the reveal.
So in addition to that, again, as we noted,
September 9th. No, 2 days before.
Will be launching on September 9th. Renegades.
I do have that week requested off, so we can watch that.
And keep an eye again on our social channels. We'll provide all the updates once they're available.
What
but as far as
today
goes, the Edge of Fate and the entire Year of Prophecy pre-orders are available starting right now. Now, pre-ordering for starters, the Ultimate Edition will go ahead and unlock the New Land Beyond.
New Land Beyond, that exotic sniper.
Ooh, I can't wait, man. I can't wait, same, honestly.
They actually brought back No Land Beyond.
In addition to several other goodies, and also we've also got a collector's edition that'll be available. You can see here on stream it will be an awful lot of very cool stuff, including this cool statue that you may have noticed here that's been sitting with us.
Did you see that?
This is one that you can go ahead and add to your collection as well, but that's not all.
What the? You can't just gloss over. Did you see the Star Wars?
This one, we put a lot of lore goodies into this collector's edition. So like that weird metal thing, that weird envelope. Boy, weird. Wonder what's up with that.
Just decorative points.
Probably read it. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna do a dramatic reading as soon as
we should go downstairs immediately after.
Really
right after this. Count me in. And then again too.
You're not gonna gloss over that.
This is the essential prologue to the Edge of Fate.
I gotta see it again.
All of our events moving forward is going to be a free to all players. So make sure and go ahead and check that out when that arrives. And before the show wraps up, make sure and stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating our good friend Sammy Cat as well. So go ahead and give her a follow. Tell her we said hello in chat. Pardon me. If you have any Twitch Prime subs or anything like that, go ahead and do us a favor.
Show me that again.
She's going to be having a good time. But
little gamers
for us here today. So for starters, huge thanks to my teammates here for joining me.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Yeah, Robbie.
I can't
Dylan,
see it.
Of course.
They're hiding the information from us.
Ben. And of course, Mr. Dave Sanders, thank you all so much for being here today. And then, of course, to the crew that puts all this on. This doesn't happen by accident. Thank you all so much for all of your hard work and dealing with me on these last couple of days. And of course, to everyone at home, to all
shut up,
including this cool statue.
Don't talk to me. I'm busy, dude. What the frick, man? Pre-order now an instant unlock No Land Beyond. Kylo Ren, Darth Vader, and General Grievous armor. You can emote Ghost Shell and... Are you kidding me? Year of Prophecy Ultimate Edition. So this includes both expansions. Okay. Now...